Hi, everyone. It is Wednesday, June 11th. I'm Nancy Burt-Preece, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Please check out my website and my email and all of my social media. If you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, love to be yours. So I'll move that to the side. And I want to show you, we are going to make a fan fold card today. So what I did is, because I need it for my classes anyway, I have this printout. I'll try to take a picture of it and put it in the comments. But if you want to take a screenshot, I'm casing these directions from Patti Dolan. I watched a whole bunch of people. I think Lisa Curcio came up with it, but I'm really not sure. But my directions are from Patti Dolan, and I have found that those are the best. So as we go along, I'll just kind of move that to the side. We'll start. So you need, let me show you everything you need first. Then we'll go back through and do the cutting. So you need your card base. This is Kintsugi paper, and it is, the stamp set that goes with it is Inspiring Imperfections, and it's a Japanese art where they actually use the imperfections, and you can see there's a lot of gold. So it's really beautiful paper, wonderful stamp set. I'm also using beautiful motifs for the saying, and I am using flower accents for this little pretty gold bling. So you need your 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We'll do the measuring in a minute. You need a 4 by 5 1/4 front layer of white. Once again, we'll do the measuring in a minute. 3 3/4 by 5 designer series paper. That is Kintsugi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So that is that. I love it that it doesn't really have a major direction. So that's really helpful. You need an inside white, 4 by 5 1/4. And you need an inside designer series paper, 3 3/4 by 5. Make sure I got that cut correctly. Yes, I did. I'll move that to the side. We'll be doing all the measuring in a minute. The wide fan fold, we're going to use what we cut off the front for the Misty Moonlight. I have a white triangle, which we're going to cut, and I have a DSP, which we're going to cut. And you notice I'm using it a little bit different than the one I did before, and this seems not the right measurement, so I better make sure I have it right. 2 1/4 by 5 1/8. I do. This is 1 7/8 by, oh, I do have the measurement right, so they're supposed to be a little bit bigger. So that is for the wide fan fold. For the little fan fold, it is the Misty Moonlight, the white, and the DSP. So let's work through this. So I have my paper scored. This is the part that got me every time I was watching videos. Like every single time I goofed it up. And I was wasting a lot of paper, which was getting frustrating. Even scrap, it was like, oh my golly. So I figured out when they tell you to mark 2 1/2, I'm putting my card front, having this line up here and mark 2 1/2. I thought it was from that side. It's from the right side. Then you put that little tiny mark, which you probably can't see on camera. I'm going to put this in the middle and go. I'm going to save this piece. So that is my front cut. Now I'm going to take my white. I'm going to do the same thing. Put it right here. Mark it at 2 1/2. And you can erase those marks after, so that's not a big deal. And I'm going to go ahead, put it in the middle. Why am I putting it in the middle? So I don't goof the points, because I have been known to do that. This one I really feel like I need to erase. Okay. So I have my front white. I'm going to keep this other white. I can use it for sayings, all sorts of stuff. Same thing. Put this here. 2.5. There's my little mark. Start in the middle. Go both ways. So I'm going to set this aside for a minute because I think we'll put pieces together as we have them. Sometimes I've found that if I have a million pieces all over the place and I'm not organized, which sometimes happens, I don't know what I'm doing. So we're going to try to be organized and see how, because they're just a little bit smaller than each other, they layer beautifully. So this can be layered. Okay. And there we go. All right, I've got my front of my card. Now I'm going to use my inside white. That I can keep the way it is. I am personally, if you're going to do a saying, this would be the time to stamp it. I'm not going to, because I want to have a little area to write. So this is my inside white, my regular 4 by 5 1/4. Now I have my 3 3/4 by 5. It's still from that paper, but it's a different design. And what I'm going to do for this one, you're going to probably figure out what I'm going to measure. That's the beauty of this card. It's all measuring the same. 2.5. Put it in. This one is really important to start in the middle. Go up, go down. Then you don't goof up a point. Now, I'm actually not going to use that big part. I'm going to save it because I could use it for a card front. That's the beauty of this. You have parts and pieces, but you can use them on another card. I'm actually using this part I cut off, and I'm going to glue it just so it has a nice little rim around there for the inside. Isn't that kind of cool? All right, let me get that on there. All righty. So we've got our cards so far, like pretty awesome actually. Okay, now I'm going to, so I've done all of these steps. Now I'm going to go to the wide fan fold. And I said, save the piece you cut off the front. Now the white triangle, what we're going to do is we're going to bring this in. And these, all the time you cut them, are always going to be from the top left to the bottom right. Put it in the middle. Oops, let's get it. Top left, bottom right. Beauty of this is I've got one of these for another card. And then I have got my, oops, here it is. I'm putting extra pieces around here. This is my DSP 1 7/8 by 4 7/8. Let me make sure. Yep. I'm going to cut that in half diagonally, top left, bottom right. I didn't get that really great in the corner, but that's okay. It'll work. And I can go ahead and adhere these pieces together. So is it a lot of parts and pieces? Yes, it is. It is a fun fold card. So this is spectacular, you know. This is not for the faint of heart. But it's not hard. That's what I love about it. It really isn't hard. And when you have extras, there are always things you can use to make another card or to use for your sayings. I'm making this one a little different than the one I first made because she made it this way, the way I'm making it right now, and I like it better. I would use liquid glue on this card because it is easier when you're trying to move this DSP around. Okay. There's the wide fan fold. So I've done this part. Now I'm on the narrow. You're probably going to know what I'm doing. It's kind of repetitive, but that's the beauty of it. And I have to prep this for a class, and it's, okay, I'm going to do all of these pieces, then I'm going to do all of those pieces. And the beauty of this one is I'm getting two. So some of my cards will be easier to prep now because I'm making so many of them. And I just think it's a beautiful card. It goes together quickly. It's one of those unusual, you don't need a ton of stamping on it. I'm just doing these last three pieces, top left, bottom right. And I'm saving all of these because I will use them when I'm prepping for my other class. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to put this together. And then I'll show you how we do the final part, which is not hard. See, with that green glue, you can get down to the bottom. You don't want too much on there. You don't need a lot. Like, that's kind of a lot. But you can get down into areas where you can't with some of your other, like my seal. That would be hard to do. They are tinier triangles. And this way, with that green glue, you can move it over a little bit. Then, and I probably could have put it down just a smidge, but I'm really okay with that. All right. Okay, wait a minute. I got glue on my fingers. Move that over maybe just to, oh, come on. It's not going to move. Move it over just a smidge. There we go. Okay. I'm going to take this off because we know how to do it now. We know all the measurements. Now I'm going to put this in the corner because I have to put it in the corner so that you can shut the card. You don't want it too far. And I'm going to make a really light pencil mark right there because I don't want any of my dimensionals to go past that part. So I kind of look on this side and make sure they're going underneath that line. Once you get one on, you can put a bunch on. You want to put a few on there because you really want to hold your card shut. And I'm going to use a teeny tiny mini dimensional down here. And I'm going to take all those off. Bring this back down. I'm going to put that so it matches. Make sure that I'm not, make sure I'm in the corner. So that pops up there. I'm going to come back in and erase that pencil mark. That's why you make them really light. I chose, could you pop this up too? You could. I chose not to. It just seemed like a lot of popped up stuff for me, but you can do. Once again, you can't put the glue all the way up because this one goes a little bit farther up. However you choose. I could have put the glue up a little bit higher, but that's okay. Now, I used a nested essential die and a saying from Beautiful Motifs, You've Been on My Mind, which is just a beautiful sentiment, and something you can use for lots of occasions. And I'm going to put that right here. And I'm going to do the last piece. It's one of these really neat flower. Oops, that one didn't come with the adhesive. Let's see if I got it that time. I think I did. Just put it in the corner. And there you have your fan fold card. Now, of the two, I will have, if you come to my fun fold class, I will have different sayings, and I'll also have different DSP. I might not have enough of one for everybody, so I'll have different ones. But we'll be using this designer series paper. Isn't that a cool card? And really, once you put it together, it's not that hard. So I hope you try this fan fold card and have a great day.